Charja Astatara Sutta Shri Srimad. His Divine Grace, Srila Abhay Charna Arvinda, Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa, Parivrajaka Astatara Sutta Shri Srimad. His Divine Grace, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai, Shri Shri Gaurnitai Ki Jai, Shri Shri Radha Govinda Dev Ki Jai, Gaur Premanande. All glories to these assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to these assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to these assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Shri Guru, Shri Shri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namani. Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Prachandi Deva Shesha Shunyavadi Paschatari Shatari. Can you help me with this one? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Narayanam Namaskrityam. Narayanam Namaskrityam. Naram Chaiva Narottamam. Naram Chaiva Narottamam. Devim Saraswatim Vyasam. Devim Saraswatim Vyasam. Tato Jayamudiraye. Tato Jayamudiraye. Nasta Prayeshu Bhadreshu. Nasta Prayeshu Bhadreshu. Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Bhagavati Uttama Shloke. Bhagavati Uttama Shloke. Bhaktir Bhagavati Naishtaki. Bhaktir Bhagavati Naishtaki. Krishnaya Vasudevaya. Krishnaya Vasudevaya. Devaki Nandanaya Cha. Devaki Nandanaya Cha. Nanda Gopa Kumaraya. Nanda Gopa Kumaraya. Govindaya Namo Namaha. Govindaya Namo Namaha. Mataji, would you mind coming a little closer? Sit here.
Okay.
Yeah. There's only 3 or 4 of us, might as well sit close. Come closer like this. I'm going to try to speak without the mic, so that's why I want you to come closer. Right. Can you hear fine? Good, good. So today we're reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam. It's the 3rd canto, 16th chapter, text number 11. The title of the chapter is The Two Doorkeepers of Vaikuntha, Jai and Vijay, Cursed by the Sages. Please repeat after me. Ye Brahmanan Maidiya Shripato Richayantas.
Ye Brahmanan Mayadiya Shipato Richayantas.
Ye Brahmanan Maidiya Shipato Richayantas.
Ye Brahmanan
vaktraha. Tushyadvida smita sudhokshita padma vaktraha. Vanyanuraga kalayatma javad grinanta. Vanyanuraga kalayatma javad grinanta. Sambhodhyatyaham ivaham uparitasthai. Sambodhayantyaham ivaham uparitasthai. Ye brahmanan mahidya kshipato rachayantas. Tushyadvida smita sudokshita padma vaktraha. Vanyanuraga kalayatma javad grinanta. Sambhodhyayantyaham ivaham uparitasthai. Ye brahmanan mahidya kshipato rachayantas. Tushyadvida smita sudhokshita padma vaktraha. Vanyanuraga kalayatma javad grinanta. Sambodhayantyaham ivaham uparitasthai. Ye brahmanan mahidya kshipato rachayantas. Tushyadvida smita sudokshita padma vaktraha. Vanyanuraga kalayatma javad grinanta. Sambodhayantyaham ivaham uparitasthai. Please chant.
Ye brahmanan maitya shipato jayantas.
Ye brahmanan mahidya kshipato jayantas.
Tushyadrida smita sudokshita padma vaktra.
Tushyadvida smita sudokshita padma vaktra.
Vanyanuraga kalayatma javadyananta.
Vanyanuraga kalayatma javad grinanta. Sambodayantyaham vipavritastai.
Ye Brahmana Vaidyakshapato Richayantas.
Ye Brahmanan Vaidyakshipato chayantas.
Tushadridasmita Sudoksita Padma Vatra.
Tushadridasmita sudokshita padma vajra.
Vanyanurada Kalayatma Javagrinanta.
Vanyanuraga kalayatma javadgrinanta.
Sambodayantyahamivaha Uparitastai.
Sambodayantyaham paratastai. Ye, which persons? Brahmanan, the Brahmanas. Mai, in me. Diya, with intelligence. Shipataha, uttering harsh words. Archayantaha, respecting. Tushyat, gladdened. Hridayaha, hearts. Smita, smiling. Sudha, nectar. Ukshita, wet. Padma, lotus-like. Vaktraha, faces. Vanya, with words. Anuraga, Kalaya, loving. Atmaja, Vat, like a son. Grinantaha, praising. Sambodayanti, pacify. Aham, I. Eva, as. Aham, I. Upharitaha, being controlled. Tai, by them. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Abhay Charnarvinda, Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. On the other hand, they captivate my heart, who are gladdened in heart, and who, their lotus faces enlightened by nectarian smiles, respect the Brahmanas, even though the Brahmanas utter harsh words. They look upon the Brahmanas as my own self and pacify them by praising them in loving words, even as a son would appease an angry father, or as I am pacifying you. Please repeat after me. On the other hand, they captivate my heart, who are gladdened in heart, and who, their lotus faces, enlightened by nectarian smiles, respect the Brahmanas, even though the Brahmanas utter harsh words. They look upon the Brahmanas as my own self and pacify them by praising them in loving words, even as a son
even as the sun
would appease
would appease
an angry father,
an angry father,
or as I
as I
am pacifying you.
am pacifying you.
English is okay with everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah? No need translations or anything? Good. Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Abhay Charanarvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Purport. It has been observed in many instances in the Vedic scriptures that when the Brahmanas or Vaishnavas curse someone in an angry mood, the person who is cursed does not take it upon himself to treat the Brahmanas or Vaishnavas in the same way. There are many examples of this. For instance, the sons of Kuvera, when cursed by the great sage Narada, they did not seek revenge in the same harsh way, but submitted. Here also, when Jai and Vijay were cursed by the four Kumaras, they did not become harsh towards them. Rather, they submitted. That should be the way of treating Brahmanas and Vaishnavas. One may sometimes be faced with a grievous situation created by a Brahmana, but instead of meeting him with a similar mood, one should try to pacify him with a smiling face and mild treatment. Brahmanas and Vaishnavas should be accepted as earthly representatives of Narayana. Nowadays, some foolish persons have manufactured the term Daridra Narayana, indicating that the poor man should be accepted as a representative of Narayana. But in Vedic literature, we do not find that poor men should be treated as representatives of Narayana. Of course, quote, those who are unprotected, close quote, are mentioned here, but the definition of this phrase is clear from the Shastras. The poor man should not be unprotected, but the Brahmana should be especially be treated as the representative of Narayana and should be worshipped like him. It is specifically said that to pacify the Brahmanas, one's face should be lotus-like. A lotus-like face is exhibited when one is adorned with love and affection. In this respect, the example of the fathers being angry at the son and the sons trying to pacify the father with smiling and sweet words is very appropriate. Once again, the verse. Ye brahmanan mayidiya kshipato chayantas tushadrida smita sudokshita padma vaktraha vanyanuraga kalayan majavad grinanta sambodhayantyaham ivaham uparitastai. Om Jnana Tremendasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Guve Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Vishatarane. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So I'm delighted to be here at Rath, Hare Krishna Island. We had a wonderful Kirtan festival where so many wonderful devotees came, and wonderful devotees are still here. So I'm grateful for all of the fantastic association, especially grateful to Srila Prabhupada, who's given us this facility to come together to hear and chant about Krishna. Haribol. Before I begin speaking, I seek the blessings of all the devotees here today, that I can speak for my own purification. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. So the title of today's class is called Respecting the Brahmanas, because we are seeing in the situation here in the Bhagavatam, Ye Brahmananam Maidiya Kshipato Rachantas, that this verse is that when we see the Brahmanas, even though they may utter some harsh words to us, even though they may be heavy with us, even though they may give us the sauce, right? His Holiness Tamal Krishna Maharaj was famous for sometimes being heavy with devotees, giving them the sauce. And Jai Shri Shri Radha Govinda Devi Ki Jai. But we should understand, when a Vaishnava, when a Brahmana gives us the sauce, it's for our own benefit. It's their blessings and mercy upon us. So we should respect them. We should always respect the Vaishnavas and Brahmanas. Tushyadridha smita. Smita means a smile. Sudokshita, a nectarian smile. We should respond to the harsh words of Brahmanas with a nectarian smile. Can everyone give a nectarian smile? Yeah, teeth. So some teeth. Yes. I wish I had the video camera on this side. Everyone's looking so nectarian smiley. And then they should be gladdened in the heart. Smita Sudokshina. And their faces should be like Padma. There should be the expression should be that of the Padma Vaktraha, lotus-like faces. So big smile, lotus-like face, and as we mentioned yesterday, I believe, the day before yesterday, His Grace in ISKCON Silicon Valley, the great book distributor, what's his name?
Vaishashika.
Yeah, His Grace Vaishashika Prabhu. He says, I live to be corrected. This is his mantra. I live to be corrected. So then when someone corrects us, we say, oh, now I have a chance to attain the purpose of my life. I'm getting corrected by the Brahmanas. So this is so wonderful. So let me give a nectarian smile and let my face become lotus-like. And this should be our mood. This is what Srila Prabhupada is sharing us in the purport. In Srimad Bhagavatam, we learn two things. Number one, philosophy, and number two, Vaishnava etiquette. And today we're learning Vaishnava etiquette. How to respond when a Vaishnava or a Brahmana utters some harsh words to us. And then what should we do? Vanyanuraga kalayat majavad grinantaha. We should share some loving words. So we got some harsh words. We should respond with a hasya, with a smile, a smrita, and with a lotus-like face. And we should also respond with some loving words. Oh great Brahmana, oh exalted Vaishnava, I'm so grateful for your words of correction. Now my life is successful and I may become further benefited by your kind instructions. Sambodhayantyaham ivaham upatasthai. Like a son appeasing an angry father. So, especially in the traditional cultures, like in India and more traditional cultures in the West, the son, when the father gets angry at the son realizes the father is my superior and my well-wisher, and I should try to appease him. I should say some words in glorification of the father. My dear father, I am so sorry for misbehaving, and I'm grateful to you for your kind correction. You are always my well-wisher and protector, and your words are so beneficial for me. And in this way, the son will try to appease the father. Please do not be angry with me. You are so great, and I am just your son trying to serve you. So this should be the mood. Now, if we watch modern day movies, I imagine, I try not to watch them, but I imagine modern day movies, the relationships between son and father, it's very impersonal. No longer we have superiors and subordinates. Everyone is like on the same level. The father and son are treated, they see each other sometimes on the same level. The father shouts at the son shouts at the father. This is the way things commonly work nowadays. But this is not the Vedic relationship. Sambandha means that we recognize the senior and superior members of the community and the society, the Brahmanas, the parents, and we're respectful to them. And we receive their harsh words with joy and a big smile, lotus-like face. And we try to appease them. We try to make them feel happy. So, coming back to our PowerPoint today, we see that the pastime begins with Jai and Vijay. Jai and Vijay are getting cursed by the 4 Kumaras. And after they're cursed, Lord Vishnu comes out of Vaikuntha and begins pacifying the 4 Kumaras. Don't be angry. You've cursed my subordinates. You've cursed my servants because you're very angry. But then the Lord begins to pacify him in this section of the Bhagavatam. Lord Vishnu is pacifying the 4 Kumaras. And in today's verse, Lord Vishnu says that I'm pacifying you just like a son pacifies his father. He says, they look upon the Brahmanas as my own self and pacify them by praising them in loving words, even as a son would appease an angry father, or as I am pacifying you. So Vishnu is saying, I am pacifying you, you 4 Kumaras. So in a similar way, when we're offended or when we're not, we shouldn't be offended. That's the point. We should not take offense when a Brahmana or a Vaishnava gives us some harsh words. So they should be appeased. We should try to appease or satisfy that Vaishnava or Brahmana. And Lord Vishnu says, just as I am trying to appease you, because you 4 Kumars are very angry right now. Then the next thing is, we see here, is the image of, this is Lord Vishnu is addressing the 4 Kumaras. And this is the dialogue that's going on right now between Vishnu and the 4 Kumaras. Can you think of a time, this is an introspective question, can you think of a time when a punishment you received turned out to be for your own good. Right? I want everyone to think about this. Can you think of a time you received some punishment and it turned out to be for your own good? So please take a moment just to introspect. I remember a time when I was a small child, maybe 10 years old, I had a habit of lighting fires. I like to play with matches. So in order to cure me of this bad habit, my mother punished me. And you know what she did? She went to the supermarket and she bought like 12 boxes of matches. And she said, you have to light them and let them burn one by one. And it took about 3 hours. And I became so bored. One match, second match, third match. After about 2 hours, I was like, can I stop now? And she's like, no, you have to finish all the matches. And that cured me. After that, I lost my fascination with lighting fires. Mataji ki jai. So my mother cured me. And so sometimes we get a punishment, it's for our own good. So there is a curse by Narada Muni, Prabhupada mentions in the purport today as an example, that there were 2 sons of Kuvera named Nalakuvera and Manigriva. And they were very wealthy and very good looking and young and handsome. And they were enjoying in the water naked with beautiful young damsels. At that time, Narada Muni came to that place, and the damsels, they're all intoxicated. The damsels, they got up and they covered themselves, they covered their bodies. But Nalakuvera Manigriva just stood there naked in front of Narada Muni without any shame. So Narada Muni cursed them. He said, just as you are shamelessly standing here naked in front of me, just become naked for thousands of years. Become trees. So then they were like trembling. Oh, Narada, please don't curse us like that. You are such a great personality. You are so wonderful. Please help us, save us. So like this, they didn't get angry and say, yeah, we're going to curse you too. You know, they didn't get angry at Narada. They accepted his curse, but they pleaded, please let the curse be beneficial for us. And Narada Muni said, yes, you will take birth as trees, but then you will have darshan of Lord Krishna. So actually, generally it turns out the curses of the sages and the Vaishnavas and Brahmanas, they're for our benefit. They actually benefit us. So Nalakuvera, Manigriva, they were cursed, but then they got the darshan of Lord Krishna. This is in our Damodar Leela, which is coming up in a few days. It occurred during the month of Kartik. Kartik Mas is coming in just a few days. So then Lord Damodar was tied up by Mother Yashoda. And then he said, now I'm going to do something really naughty. After stealing the butter, Mother Yashoda tied him up. And then he started crawling. And he had a grinding mortar connected to him, tied to him. And he crawled into the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj. And he was pulling the grinding mortar behind him. And there were 2 Arjun trees. Arjun trees are very powerful, strong trees. They can't be torn up by the winds or the cyclones. They're very powerful, strong roots. And these were the 2 trees Nalakuvera and Manigriva had appeared in. And Lord Krishna pulled that grinding mortar between the 2 trees and kept crawling. And he was crawling, and the grinding mortar was between the two trees, and it started pulling the trees, and there was a struggle, and the trees started shaking, and then all of a sudden, the trees crashed to the ground, and Nalakuvera and Manigriva, they appeared from the trees, and they began offering beautiful prayers to Lord Krishna. Shri Krishna Bhagavan ki Jai. So here's a picture of Nalakuvera and Manigriva offering their prayers to Lord Krishna. Shri Krishna Bhagavan ki Jai. So Jai and Vijay, they got cursed by the 4 Kumaras. They accepted the curse, they didn't protest, and this was to facilitate the Leela of Lord Vishnu, of Lord Krishna, to appear in this world as different avatars. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bharati bharata abhyutanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha duskritam dharma samstapanataya sambhavami yuge yuge. So the Lord comes for 3 purposes: paritranaya sadhunam, to give pleasure to devotees; vinashaya cha duskritam, to kill the demons; and dharma samstapanataya, to establish religious principles. So the Lord is giving tremendous pleasure to devotees by these leelas, and the Jai and Vijay are going to take birth, appear as great demons. They're going to appear as Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha and Ravana and Kumbhakarna and Shishupal and Dantavakra. And this will give a great opportunity to Vishnu to engage in his Leela, Vinashaya Chaduskritam, killing the demons and giving pleasure to the devotees with these wonderful Leelas. So ours is a culture of respect. Culture of respect. The Vaishnava culture is we should respect everyone, especially the Brahmanas, especially the Vaishnavas, but everyone should be respected. The parents, the seniors, and everyone down to the lowest ant. Everyone should be respected, because Sarvascha Jaham Vidi Sanivisto Matasmitir Jnanam Aponam Cha Vedaischa Savar Aham Eva Vedyo Vedanta Krit Vedavid Eva Chaham. Krishna says, I am situated in everyone's heart, even an ant. From me comes knowledge, remembrance, forgetfulness. By me all the Vedas are to be known. I am the compiler of the Vedas and the knower of Vedanta. So next time we get some harsh words, if we're fortunate enough to get some harsh words from the Brahmanas and Vaishnavas, our faces should be like the lotus. And there should be a big smile. Montaji has a nice smile.
In practice.
Jai. Sweet words can pacify the Father. So here's a practical call of action. Okay, here's the action. Cultivate this culture of respect. Find the good given to us by the instructions, even harsh words of authorities. Seek the mercy of the Vaishnavas and share our love and respect adorned with a lotus-like smile. And never seek revenge. Right? Always be humble and submissive. Okay, so now we're just coming towards the end of the class. And the 4 Kumaras have been so nicely instructed by Lord Vishnu. And this instruction is so beneficial for all of us. So I'm going to stop now and ask if there are any questions or comments. Hare Krishna. Do you have a question or comment?
Yes, Maharaj.
What is that?
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you so much for the lecture. Maharaj, as you said that we should be grateful for the feedback or even a curse which comes from the devotees of Brahmanas, and we should have a lotus-like face. So I take the feedback and try to improve, but to have a lotus-like face is difficult. So I tend to be serious. So how to cultivate that mood so that we embrace it?
So, how to cultivate the mood of accepting feedback with a beautiful lotus-like face and a nice hasya, a nice smile. So it's not just a mood, but it's an action. It's our mood exhibited externally by our facial muscles, actually. It's actually a skill that how can I structure my face so that, of course, the external is an expression of the internal. So first we should have that mood of gratitude, that whatever beneficial instruction we received, even harsh, that's for my benefit. So we should feel grateful. And this mood of gratitude internally can be expressed externally also. So this is how the internal will transform into the external. At the same time, it's noteworthy that it's definitely an external behavior. We're not just being asked to feel gratitude in the heart here. We're being asked to express it, express that gratitude. That gratitude should be expressed in our smile. Good? Good? Yeah, good smile. And that should be expressed in our lotus-like face. It means, I'm not exactly sure how to manage a lotus-like face. I mean, I got some sun yesterday, so I'm quite red. But definitely a nice smile and happy eyes, you know, are soft eyes, like that. Like a lotus is soft, so the eyes should also be soft, not hard. So sometimes devotees ask us for things and it's difficult for us to manage due to our other services. So one helpful thing I've learned to balance my services is learning to say no with a smile. You know? So that makes it easier to digest. Can you do this service? No. You know, because we may have 4 or 5 other services already lined up, our plates may already be filled. So similarly, as the same way I've tried to learn to say no with a smile, the same way when we receive some harsh words of instruction, we should offer glorification to those Vaishnavas and Brahmanas with a nice smile and with a lotus-like face. Does that help?
Yes,
Address
Maharaj.
that?
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Can I ask? Okay, no, you first.
Srila Prabhupada has woven this example of Daridra and Narayan into the purport. I can't see how it fits with the rest of the. What's your take on it?
I feel that this Daridra Narayan concept is one of Prabhupada's pet peeves.
It seems to be.
It just annoys him like anything.
Yeah.
And we should actually take it quite seriously, because whatever annoys Srila Prabhupada should annoy us too. So just like Srila Prabhupada takes every opportunity to glorify bhakti as devotional service and Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he mentions that thousands and thousands of times, I think it's also relevant that Srila Prabhupada is getting on the case of this false conception of Daridra Narayan. And he's just taking the opportunity that, okay, here's a chance I'm going to bang on this Narayan concept. Let me try to eradicate it. I was reading a book the other day by Gauranga Darshan Prabhu. The introduction, first paragraph, he says that in the villages during the rainy season, the paths may become covered with mud, and thus people will not walk there. And if the paths are not used, then grass and weeds will come up, and eventually the path may be obscured by the weeds and the grass, and one may never find that path again. So he used this example to say how important it is that devotees regularly study Bhagavad Gita and other scriptures, and if they don't, then that knowledge may be covered over and even lost. And he gave the analogy that the grass and the weeds can be like apa-sampradayic deviations and misconceptions. So it's important to regularly study Bhagavad Gita so misconceptions do not sprout. So similarly, it's very important to regularly read and understand what are Prabhupada's specific targets for philosophical teachings. And this Didra Narayan is one of them. He brings it up again and again. Why? Because he doesn't want people to kind of put it to the side and forget about it, so that, you know, the grass and the weeds can come up. He wants repetitive discussions on this topic so that people will remember and the misconceptions will not arise. So this is, I feel, why he's doing it repetitively, to keep the path clear, to make the philosophy clear, so not that people forget about his teachings and not that misconceptions can be arisen. Does that address your point?
Jesus says the same thing, more or less. Jesus said, the poor you will always have with you. It's not that important to take care of the poor. They will always be there. It's more important to concentrate on your spiritual development, which is quite interesting. The way Prabhupada has picked on this Daridra Narayan aspect, which he hammers home quite a lot. Yes, thank you very much.
Jai Ho, Jai Ho. And thank you for bringing this. I did not know that Lord Jesus Christ, had the same conception.
Yeah, exactly the same.
Exactly the same. The spirituality is a higher priority than material poverty.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Okay, we'll have Mataji at a point, and we'll take Prabhu's point, and then we'll close, because I promised to end by 8:30. Go ahead.
No, I just wondering, like, if somebody chastises you, like, you know, the Brahmanas or any different devotee, and you start smiling back, that's will be kind of a little bit awkward, you know. It's make you like you didn't understand how serious I am. How that smile supposed to be to disconcept that position? Because like sometimes you become like yeah, you know, it's, and you just think you're talking with the wall.
So then your question is, I'm just
yes.
Your question is that how can we communicate effectively to the Brahmana that we're taking his points very seriously and at the same time smiling? Right?
Exactly.
I had the same problem actually. One time my Diksha Guru, my Guru Maharaj, he was chastising me and I was smiling and he just got more angry. He was with one of his, he said, look, he's smiling. You know? So I didn't communicate effectively. And I think the key is that we should glorify the Brahmana and share in words, communicate with our words, that, oh my dear Brahmana, oh my dear Vaishnava, you are so kind to me that you're enlightening me and correcting me, and I live to be corrected, so I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for your kind benevolence and munificence like this. So the smile should be there, but the words should very clearly convey that you're being submissive and taking it. And the reason you're smiling is because he's benefiting you.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhu.
And the translation starts on the other hand. So ordinarily we would understand that the Brahmanas, they're exemplary in tolerance and patience. But in this verse, on the other hand, sometimes the Brahmanas, they lose their thing, and there's lots of examples of this in Bhagavatam, like when Samba came with his lump of iron, or, and Shringi cursing Maharaj breaks it. But it's the devotee, this verse teaches us, no, patience is not just, or tolerance is not just for the Brahmanas, it's for everybody. In fact, the devotees have to kind of show that patience back to the Brahmanas, who's the example of tolerance.
So thank you for your kind comment. If I understand your comment correctly, you're saying that patience is required from the Brahmanas and those who they're giving their mercy to. Thank you so much. So we'll conclude here. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.